All right. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, all across the globe, welcome to another edition of Power Connections with my wonderful colleague and guest and a person I haven't met yet, live, that is, Raschell Harlingten. How you doing today, sis?
I am good. I'm good. How are you?
I am so excited. Thank you so much for being with us today, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely.
Miss Harlington is up in Canada, so I'm excited about that. I love Canada, man. I haven't been there in a while, but I've been to a couple of provinces a while back. Beautiful. You know when you're in Canada. It's amazing. When you leave the United States, you know when you're in Canada. They can blindfold you and say, oh, I know exactly where I'm at now. I love it. Well, great. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time, too, as well, those listening live right now and those listening later on. We are going to interview Raschell today about her wonderful network, ladies and gentlemen. I'll read her bio in a little bit and give you some background, but we got a lot of stuff to share about what she's doing, folks. So we're excited. Raschell, we always like to have our guests, though, share a few words of encouragement, empowerment, anything you want to open up with. As you know, a lot going on. We could talk for hours
Yes.
just on topics of
Yes.
what's going on. But anything you'd like to say to the audience before we get started? Thank you so much.
Absolutely. I think the thing that I would really like to say is you have to have belief in yourself first,
Yeah,
more than anything else. And you have to
yeah,
take that to the bank in a sense, because
yeah.
if you don't believe in what you see, if you don't
Right.
believe in what you dream, if you don't
Yep.
believe in your goals,
Yep.
then none of that becomes reality. So believe in yourself first. That's the most important thing.
Absolutely. And you can help out with that. They need a little help, right? You can definitely help out, guys. She can help you out with that on the coaching and teaching side. We're going to talk about that. And possibly if you can get into on the Soul Talks, guys, we're going to talk about that too in her wonderful podcast. So that's powerful. Guys, all I can say, Michelle, we all need each other. That's what I found out, Now you don't need to be with everybody, but you need to be with a few people for sure. So not everybody wants you to be with them, but those who have similar goals, similar ideas, and similar beliefs, if you will, in some cases. But most of all, they're willing to work with others and help others as well. I'm talking about the givers out there, all you givers. We all need to work together so we can help make a better planet. I hope I'm sure you agree with that, Michelle. That is.
100%.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely. Hey guys, this is Power Connections. Kevin Vaughan here with you. Hey, we're going to get started, guys. We're going to have a great time with Raschell today. Hey, let me tell you a little bit about her. She last time she was on, guys, was kind of what 2 years ago? Yeah, a year ago, and then 2 years. Yeah, she's been on 2 years in a row so far. So we're excited about her being with us today. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, a little bit about Raschell Harlingten. She is now that part I know for sure. I ain't even met her yet, and I know how she's resilient. And she's a tough lady, and I'm sure you don't want to mess with her. That's for sure, ladies and gentlemen. She's a resilient woman who has embraced personal power. She just talked about that area, guys. For us, she has the power and faith and transformation through her own life, ladies and gentlemen. Born in England, that's pretty cool. Born in England, she traveled the world from a young age, ladies and gentlemen, adapting to new cultures and school. At 39, she left an abusive relationship with two children, determined to rebuild her life. Wonderful. I want to give you applause for that because that takes a lot of courage
Mhm.
to even just do that. So we applaud you for that specific move there, ladies and gentlemen. Determined to rebuild her life, in 2011, she launched a successful business and later founded Roots for Success. I love it. Don't that sound good, guys? Roots for Success, a personal development organization. A certified transformational coach, speaker, and a real estate investor. Raschell, ladies and gentlemen, empowers individuals and entrepreneurs worldwide. She co-founded the 4 Seasons of Entrepreneurship workshops and has been featured in podcasts, TV networks, publications like the Chicago Daily Herald. She is an international bestseller author and now what addicts, excuse me, international bestseller author now what, and then Addicted to Bliss and Your Prosperity Blueprint. And her latest book, The Journey of Transformation. I love that word, transformation. Love it, Raschell, because you know what it takes to get there as well. Now,
It
becoming a
does.
number one, amen, becoming a number one bestseller in the spring of 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to Power Connections, Raschell Harlingten, ladies and gentlemen, coach, teacher, trainer, author, and all the above. Again, welcome again, Raschell. I
Thank
love it. I love
you.
it. Well, Rochelle, let's talk about because I think we talked, guys. I had to. She is so, she's so. I get so excited talking to her, so I had to write down some questions, right? For her. So, if you would tell us a little about the Soul Talks mission. I want to talk about that one first. Let's talk about Soul Talks.
Absolutely. So the Soul's Talk, basically the mission began in 2020 during COVID. A mutual
Yeah,
friend of mine and yours, Lachelle Atkins, I had
yeah.
been
Woo,
speaking on, yeah, amazing
woo.
lady.
Yes.
So I had already been speaking on some stages prior to COVID, but when
Hmm.
COVID happened, I said, how can I flip this? And she had said, "We'll start a podcast." And she
Yeah,
gave me some really great ideas. But
yeah,
my main mission was to share people's stories.
yeah.
And it was stories of transformation, going from where they were to where they are now and how they did it and what empowered them. And
Hmm.
it mainly started originally with women, and then it
Yeah,
grew. It
yeah,
grew to everybody across the world,
yeah.
anybody and anybody who had a story of transformation. I wanted to share it.
Yep.
And that has been quite incredible because I have spoken to so many people who's, from your average,
Yeah.
housewife who has completely transformed her life, maybe started her own business or she left a traumatic relationship,
All right.
to someone who channels an
Yeah.
energy and comes through and gives messages for humanity, to my most recent live, which I do a couple a year, which was
Hmm.
going to Panama and interviewing some of the Nabi community there in Bocas del Toro, along with a fabulous woman who is supporting the Nabi community and the
Wow.
indigenous community and
Wow.
what she is doing for them. And so that was live with him. I got to meet some incredible people.
Yeah.
Again, it's stories of transformation. It's stories that are,
Yeah.
what are they doing? How are they helping themselves and how are they helping others? So
Oh,
that is what this basically
yeah.
the soul
Yeah.
talks are all about. They're coming from the
Absolutely.
soul.
Yeah, that's a powerful that and the word transformation, as you know, Rochelle, is so powerful and it's so spiritual too as well, folks. You got to understand it. You got to learn more about that from Rachel, ladies and gentlemen, about the power of transformation and what that means. But the part I love first of all, you got to talk to people. That's the first thing. You got to
Yes.
talk to people. Isn't that wonderful? And we have such great stories all around the world. And I know there's a common thread, Rochelle, with all the talks that you've had since you started. Have you had a theme or a common thread between all of us, no matter what the who the person was, or where they were on the planet? Was there a common theme or a
The
takeaway?
theme, yeah, I think the common theme is transformation. It's
Yeah,
where you were, what you went
yeah,
through, and
yeah,
how you got through it. Because like your good friend Larry, I think it is Larry Kanes or
yeah.
Carnes.
Dr. Larry
Yeah,
Kahn. Mhm.
yeah. He said, much like a butterfly, once the butterfly goes into the cocoon and then it becomes a
Yeah,
butterfly, it can never go back. Once you
right.
transform your life, you can
Yeah,
never go back again
that's
because you've
right.
not just changed it, you've transformed. So
Right.
that transformation, the main thing behind it is, if you can do it, if I can do it, if
Hmm.
somebody, who's a housewife with three kids can do it, if someone who, you know,
Yeah.
completely changes their life, it empowers someone else
Yes.
to say, hey, you know what? I relate to that story. I get that
Yeah.
story. I can do this. And if
Yeah.
I can inspire one person to make a change in their life, that is something like a step forward, then you
Hmm.
know what? I've done my job as a podcaster.
Absolutely. Yeah, bringing people together, Rochelle, is so empowering in itself, as you know. But just to know that we all have areas of growth, I'm just going to say that. And not saying I minimize anything that people have gone through, but we somehow it pushes you to the next level sometimes, doesn't it?
It
Certain
does. Yeah.
situations. Yeah, yeah, it's amazing. And I'm so glad that our audience and people who have been on your show as well have gained that knowledge of keep going, never give up,
Yes.
right? Never
Never give
give
up.
up. Just
Never give.
incredible. I love it. Well, over the years, I guess though, Rochelle, is there one story that kind of, without you don't necessarily have to mention the name, but is there any stories that really stick out that made you maybe want to cry a
Oh my
little
God.
bit? I'm sure there's
There's
one.
there's so many
Yeah,
stories. I think one story that was really incredible, and I'm just trying to think off the top of my head,
yeah,
was a beautiful woman from the United States
yeah.
whose parents had passed away from, both of them, from cancer.
Yeah.
And then she took on a journey to climb Mount
Oh,
Kilimanjaro.
wow. Wow.
And she got sponsored because I guess this cereal company sponsors so many women every year, and they
Mm-hmm.
sponsored her
Mm-hmm.
to climb Kilimanjaro. So they gave her the money.
Oh, wow.
And then just 3 weeks before she was supposed to leave, she was diagnosed with cancer. And
Mm.
she did all the treatments and she said, well, it's too late. I'm going anyway. And she
Right.
climbed. She got, I think, to a certain point of Kilimanjaro, but then
Yeah.
she had to come down because it was just so much for her.
Right.
But
Right.
in doing that, she ended up coming down and meeting people that she now goes
Wow.
um, to Africa, and she
Yeah.
helps teachers there because she's a teacher. She
Yeah.
helps them
Yeah.
with ongoing with supplies and giving them the resources they need that they don't perhaps have the money for. So she said
Mm-hmm.
it's almost like it was fate. She was supposed to come down because
Yeah.
the people she met there gave
Yeah.
her that information. So,
Yeah.
like that was so inspiring. Like this woman's parents died of
Yeah.
cancer, then she got cancer, and then she
Right.
climbed Kilimanjaro.
Right.
Like
Right.
that's a lot.
Wait, you got that right because you got to prepare for that climb.
Yes,
That's the
yes,
part right there. You just don't get out, all of a sudden you want to climb a mountain. You got to prepare to climb before you get there.
yes.
Wow, that is incredible. Wow, that is amazing. I love those type of stories because that's why you can't listen. Now you got to use wisdom, people. Use wisdom, but you can't listen to everybody all the time, can you, Michelle? Oh, I
No.
love it, man. I love it. Well, guys, we are talking to Raschell Harlingten. If you're just joining us, guys, she is an awesome author, ladies and gentlemen, podcast host all around the globe, folks. Just excited about her being with us. She's also a coach, trainer, mentee, mentor, all the above. I'm sure she's mentoring a lot of people as well around the network as well. That's powerful. Well, one thing, we're coming to the end of the year almost, Rochelle, and I always like to ask our guests too about the future. When you see what's coming up in the future for Soul Talks right now, as we talk about that a little bit, you got some plans for next year and
I
expansion?
think, yeah. Well, as I said, mentioned before,
Yeah,
I started last year doing live talks where I would actually fly to the location and
yeah,
interview the person. And so one of my goals was to at least 2 or 3 times a year. So
right.
this coming year, I believe I am doing another one in Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh,
With
wow.
an incredible man down there, Sid
Yeah,
McNarley. As long as we can get
yeah,
our schedules intact and we can make them work, we were definitely. And then there is another one, which of course I'm sure is and we're still in plans talks about how we're going to make it work, but Aaron
hmm,
Gibson, who is on the LinkedIn platform, he is another podcaster. He
hmm,
does his own soul talks, and so
yeah,
we have said, why don't we do them together in Alberta with the backdrop of the beautiful Rocky Mountains and just two
yeah.
podcasters sharing
Oh,
our stories, sharing everything we've been doing and how we came to be. So those are
yeah,
two I'm really excited about doing
yeah.
this year. Um, but I think it's just more expansion. It's sharing more stories. It's meeting more people.
Hmm.
It's just expanding. And I love
Yeah,
it. When I'm in that conversation, I'm in
yeah,
that moment with them.
yeah,
I'm only with them. I forget about
yeah.
everybody else.
Right,
I'm
right.
just in that conversation and I'm present.
Yeah, that's
So
wonderful. That's a big area right there. I'm glad you mentioned that. You got to be in the moment with that
yes.
person. That's powerful, Rochelle. I love it. Rochelle, I was looking at your soul talks there, and I wanted to ask you about the name. How you come up with the name. Did you come up with that on your own? Did somebody help you with that? How did that come about? The actual name of the podcast.
That was mine. So
Wow.
originally it started off called the Trinity of Transformation, but then I kind of shifted it a little bit because
Hmm.
the transformational soul, the Trinity of Transformation originally talked about mind, body, and soul, but the
Yeah,
transformation was such a bigger, powerful word. I didn't want it.
yeah, yeah.
It just was much bigger for it. And it sounded
Right.
for me a little bit better in the sense of that it was transformation in whatever it did, whether
Yeah.
you were an athlete, whether you were a
Right.
mom,
Right.
whether you were
Right.
whatever it was, however
Yep.
you were transforming your life. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It does expand to all continents, if you will, if I could say that.
Yes.
And I don't care where you're at on the planet, folks, transformation is real. It works. And I tell you, and I think it's needed for everybody. Who doesn't want to grow, right? I think most people we know for sure, Michelle, want to grow each and every day. They just don't know
Yes.
the technique for that, as well. Wow, that's quite. I was going to ask you too, Michelle. You're also looking for guests. Is that true? I want to put that out there. Is
Yeah.
anybody wants to be on the show, they can contact. Let's talk about Soul Talks, how people can contact you for being hopefully a guest in the future.
Yes, absolutely. So for my 2026 season, I'm definitely looking for people who would like to share their stories of
Yeah.
transformation. It doesn't matter what,
Right.
if you wrote a book, if you're a mom,
Right.
I really, whatever
Yeah.
story you want to share, you
Yeah.
can reach out to me on several different platforms. You can find me on LinkedIn under Raschell
Hmm.
Harlington. You can find me and I'll just quickly say the email and you can always add it in the notes.
Yep.
It's a contact rootsforsuccess.ca. You can find me there.
Yep.
And like I said, at LinkedIn, you can message me in my
Yep.
inbox. YouTube, you can find me again
Yep.
there, Raschell Harlingten. I'm also on Facebook, Raschell Harlingten as well. So
Yeah.
you can Google me, you can find me. I'm there. And if you've got a story and you want to share it, then
Yeah.
definitely reach out to me.
Absolutely. So all you groups out there, you got a lot of groups and associations and yeah, and companies are on Facebook. So you guys are going to be listening to this later on. You guys need to come on the show, right, with Raschell as soon as possible. But contact her and see if you can come on and talk about transformation or anything that's helped you
Mhm.
grow. That's what we want to hear. We want to hear your story. That's what we really like to say is we like to hear your story, folks. Because I can tell you, Raschell, there's some powerful folks out there. You say, wow, you did all of that and still had that behind you, whatever.
Yeah.
That's incredible. And especially with the women and men too, as well. But there's a lot of women says, okay, enough is enough. I'm out of here. I'm going to do me and I'm going to take care of business, right? So that's amazing.
Everybody has a story. Everybody
Yeah.
has something to share as long as
Yep.
it is empowering you. And it
Yeah.
doesn't mean that you dismiss, and I just want to say this. It
Yeah.
Everybody does have a story.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter what happened to you, but the thing
Right.
is, if you pull from the empowering pieces of your story
Yeah.
and you use that to push yourself forward,
Hmm.
that can really support you in your transformation.
Yeah.
Because sometimes a lot of people get caught up in the story and they get caught up in the negative part of it. It's the
Hmm.
you really want to hold on to the empowering parts. And
Yeah.
even yourself, sir, you came on my show and shared your empowering story. So yes, Kevin
Yeah.
Vaughan.
Absolutely. Yeah, we had a lot of fun with that. I love that. Yeah, it's just a great reminder. I've got a great coach, Dr. Larry Carnes, that helps me in that power. Matter of fact, I'm a student of the power of transformation. So every day I'm working on me, folks. Every day. I love it.
I
It's
love Larry.
powerful.
He
Yeah,
is a
yeah,
very amazing person to talk to.
yes.
And we had such a great conversation when he came on my show. So yes,
Yes,
thank you
man.
so
Love it. Raschell, one group of people I really love today is our young people. Can you
much.
talk
Mhm.
to our young adults, please, a little bit? Anything you want to say to our young adults? Because they need a little help out there. And they can be on your show too, but they may need a little
Yes,
coaching to get on there. I don't know. But can you talk to our young adults? It's a different generation for them. That's all I can say. But anything you
it
want to say?
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that the best thing I can say would
Yeah.
be just to take one day at a time and
Yeah.
do not look
Mm-hmm.
outside of yourself for validation.
Right.
Do not do that. So
Right.
many people look outside of themselves for validation and it will not support you. Oh, what do you think of me? Oh, should I
Right.
do that? What's your opinion? No. Everything that you do and that you experience,
Mm-hmm.
you ask yourself because internally you will get that gut feeling, you'll get that intuition, you'll get that
Yeah.
sixth sense, whatever you want to call it, and
Yeah.
it'll lead you in the correct way. So
Mm-hmm.
stop looking outside of yourself for validation because it will not serve you. That's my
Right.
message to our younger generation.
Oh, I
Believe
love
in
it. That's
yourself.
brilliant. Yeah, that's brilliant. Thank you so much. Hey, guys, you guys take that to the bank, man. You need to write that one down, okay? And definitely put that in your repertoire of remembrance, if you will, so to speak.
Mhm.
That's powerful. Well, while you was talking, Michelle, I was looking at my notes here, and could you talk to the young people how important it is to have a coach or a mentor today? It's so important, I think. What do you think?
It is. It is very important to have a coach or a mentor, someone that you can
Yeah,
share your thoughts with. Remember,
yeah,
you are the sum of the five people that you hang
yeah,
out with.
yeah,
And if you are not growing, if those
yeah.
people, don't like to say the word smarter than you, but if they are not
Right.
teaching you, if you are not learning from them, or you're
Mm-hmm.
not learning from maybe even your mentor, then you need to
Right.
find new friends. So finding someone that has more experience,
Yeah.
maybe has more life experience, is a little bit more knowledgeable, being with that person, you're going to grow. It's going to
Mm-hmm.
teach you to step out of your comfort zone. It's going to teach you to make different friends, and your friends are going to change throughout your life. You and I
Right.
both know that.
Right.
People come in for a little while, they teach you a
Yep.
few lessons, and then they
Yep.
move on. But
Yep.
you need to find a coach or a mentor because you want to grow from that
Yeah.
experience and that knowledge. So it's
Yeah.
very important to have, we all had them. I've had them. It's
Yeah.
very
Exactly.
important. Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, my other favorite word is collaboration, Rochelle, as well.
Mhm.
Can you talk about that? How we can collaborate? You know, we need to collaborate with the right people, of course. But can you talk about
Absolutely.
collaboration today?
Yes, absolutely. Collaboration is something that I'm very big into because
Yeah.
you grow from it, you learn from it, and you also find not you're in harmony with that person. Because sometimes, you'll get
Right.
into a collaboration and halfway through
Right.
you'll be like, "Ooh, this isn't going as smooth as I thought it would
Right.
be." Now, with any
Right.
collaboration, you're going to make sure that you dot your I's, cross your T's before you go into anything that's financial. But if it's
Right.
just a collaboration, perhaps it's just sharing ideas, working together. If something feels out of alignment, it doesn't feel in harmony, then
Hmm.
that's time for you to walk away. But if it feels good,
Yeah.
and you flow with it, that collaboration can be massive and can take you to a whole different level. So
Yeah.
collaborations are good because it supports you both. You both bring equal parts to the table, to the plate, I would like to say. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's called working together, folks, with the right people.
Yes.
Okay? It may take a little time for you to find the right fit, but you need to go through those people, if you will, to figure it out. But it's all good, and it's all about growing, folks. That's what it's all about. It's really about growing. Ask, one thing I love, Rochelle, is just ask a lot of questions, folks. Just ask questions sometime with some professional people like Raschell Harlingten, late Joe. Ask questions, and then she can lead you. She can help you or lead you to somebody who can help you in those areas. And we're here to help you grow as well. And one thing I tell our young people is that, well, we've lived a little longer than you have. We know a few things, just a few. We're not geniuses necessarily in all areas, but we do know a few things that
No.
will save you a lot of time, in some areas. So we're excited about that. Hey, guys, this is Power Connections with my wonderful guest, late young Raschell Harlingten. We are talking about soul talks right now. We're getting ready to segue into another part of our network here called Roots for Success. And I can't wait to talk about that one as well. But anything about soul talks you wanted to share, Raschell, with the audience? Anything
Um,
else?
yeah, if like we said before, if you have a
Yeah.
story and you want to share it with the
Yep.
world, then definitely reach out to me on the platforms I mentioned before.
Yep.
And I'm excited that I get to do this. And I feel very
Yeah.
blessed that our creator has allowed me to,
Yeah.
manifest this incredible journey where I get to
Yeah.
travel around the world. I get to
Yeah.
interview incredible people. I get
Yeah.
to hear their stories and I learn from them as well. So don't think I
Yep.
don't, because I listen to the story and sometimes I
Yeah.
get off and I think, wow, that's
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love it. Matter of fact, Rashad, I think about this. I think right now I have to look it up, but the last time I looked up, I think it was 9.6. Was it 9.6? Or yeah, I think it was 9.6 billion people on the planet right now. And
Wow.
everybody has their own world. All
Hmm.
those people have their own little world. Isn't that amazing how that works? We're on one planet, but there's 9 billion stories,
It's a
basically.
lot of people and a
Yeah.
lot of stories.
Isn't that crazy? So I say I don't know how many stories would be an average, but I just say everybody has 100 stories each. That's a trillion plus, easy, right? For
Yes.
stories, easy. Isn't that crazy? I mean, we can talk about one subject and everybody could be different. It's amazing. It's just incredible, and because of our experiences and because of the way we grew up, guys, and all the how about this one? Our perceptions. That's the one I had to work on. My perceptions of things was sometime off, even though I perceived it a certain way, it wasn't necessarily right.
Yeah.
The power of transformation, Rashad, will bring that out and help you
Yes,
get a
it
little better.
will.
So I love that. Hey guys, we're talking to Rochelle about Soul Talks. We're kind of doing a segment on her whole network here, and we're going to segue over to now the Roots for Success. Woohoo! I love it. I love it. Rochelle, let's talk about that and tell us about that part of your network right now. How did that start? Your roots.
So Roots for Success started in 2017, where
Wow.
I really wanted to support people who
Yeah.
were, stuck, whether they were in a job or whether they were an entrepreneur,
Yeah.
where they were in their life. It was understanding that everything you would create, especially as an entrepreneur, it stems from your
Yeah.
intellect, your emotional, physical, how you feel, how you show up. Like if you have your own
Mhm.
business and you show up in a grouchy mood all the time and a
Yeah.
bad mood, it affects your clients, it affects your employees.
Right.
So really understanding that you are your in your world, everything you put out there, all the
Yeah.
energy you put out there, even when you go to a job, the
Yeah.
feedback that you're getting from your other coworkers is because of
Yeah.
what you're giving off. So making
Yeah.
sure that you're really balanced in who you are and
Hmm.
understanding how powerful and successful
Wow.
you can be. And
Yeah.
that starts with everybody. And
Yeah.
sometimes people say, well, I don't really like this job or I don't really like this. Yes, but lessons happen in our life to teach us things.
Right.
And so look at it as a lesson or part of your life where you're learning something and you're growing. And it doesn't mean at any time you can't change. So Roots of Success was teaching everybody that everything starts in the roots. It starts in the base of everything. Like a building, when it's
Hmm.
built with a foundation, it is the roots. The tree, it's the
Yeah.
roots. And from that grows and bears the tree. It has the fruit on it, everything. But if your roots are not solid,
Yeah.
then how can you grow as a
Right.
person if everything is fragile and not
Right.
balanced? So
Right.
that's basically
Yeah.
where the company began and where it started. And it has progressed since then in
Right.
different directions as well.
Right.
So yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, because you got to be adaptable today in business, folks. And Michelle, it's changed since we last talked on the network. I mean, it's totally changed. You got to rethink everything almost for strategic, for strategic moving, if you will, movement in your business now.
Yes.
So you really have to think about that, folks. And that's where Rochelle comes in, guys. You got to have a good coach, a good mentor, a teacher that can help you navigate. That's why I love Dr. Carnes. He helps you navigate some stuff, on or just to think about it. All we want you to do is think about it, right, folks? And that's what Rochelle does. Hey guys, we're on Power Connection talking to Raschell Harlingten about her network, guys, specifically Soul Talks. We talked about that earlier, and now we're talking about this wonderful Roots for Success. We talked about our young people getting their success poured
Hmm.
out, and Rochelle can help out with that, guys. So all you young adults, those who maybe just graduated this year earlier, you can contact her. But all those coming up in next year, you guys are going to need a little help. I would say get some mentors in your life and get some coaches in your life. And Raschell Harlingten is one of the best in the business, folks. So please share this out as well when you finish this today. Share this out with your network as well, because you never know, folks. If one person gets help, Raschell, through you, I'm excited, man. I'm very, very excited. Wow, incredible. Well, we'll tell you what, I was looking at my notes here, and I want to ask you about what are your top 5 areas in the area of success that you would consider us thinking about? Anything you want to share with us that we need to think about for this new year coming up, Michelle?
Well, I think the top five would probably be something I really lived through is where are you emotionally, right?
Mm,
Really
wow.
working on your emotions. Where are
Wow.
you?
Yeah.
Where are you physically? How are you taking care of your health?
Mm-hmm.
Is your health in good standing?
Right.
Where are you intellectually? Where is your mind at? What
Yeah.
do you think about all day? We think 60, 70,000 thoughts a day, maybe
Right.
more.
Yeah.
What are you constantly thinking about? Are you constantly thinking about negative stuff? Well, then you need to maybe sit down and write it out and then I
Right.
remember one girl that I coached a couple of years ago. I told her
Mm-hmm.
to journal everything that she thought about during the day.
Yeah.
And she came back to me and said, "Oh my God, I am so negative. There's
Oh,
so much negativity that she was thinking
wow.
about all day long." So that
Yeah.
was a huge eye opener for her.
Yeah.
I would also, maybe perhaps look at, where you are in your collaborations. Where are you
Yeah.
with your
Yeah.
connections with other people?
Yeah.
Because that's really important.
Mm-hmm.
Um, how are you moving through that? Are you happy? And I think
Yeah.
finally, I think the last one, number five, I would have to say
Mm-hmm.
is, you know, is your self-respect. How,
Yeah.
it goes back a little bit to the emotional, but how are you showing up for you? How
Right.
much how much are you taking time for you? And
Yeah.
this is something I really encourage our younger generation to do is
Mm-hmm.
and I've got kids that are, younger
Yeah.
they're in that age bracket where they scroll way too much. And
Right.
I share with them that, who cares what other people think? As long as you
Right.
are happy in who you are, then
Yes.
what does it matter what anybody else thinks? So those are kind of the 5 areas that I would really
Yeah.
focus on.
Oh, I love it. Yo, those are powerful, especially that mindset, man. I know you love that one, Michelle. We work on that with our clients as well. You and I work on them all the time with that. And also words are powerful, folks. Please understand the words that are coming out of your mouth. Please understand. They got to do
Hmm.
that. So very important, isn't it? And I think we get so used to the words that are coming out of our mouth, we don't recognize how negative we are sometimes, or how damaging we are, even to ourselves, to our family members, and of course even coworkers, or just in general as well. Occasionally you'll meet some people that just are mad at something. Michelle, I don't know what you mad at. I don't even know you. What you mad at me for?
Just mad at the world.
You try to cheer them up a little bit, but they won't crack a smile. So, okay, I got to
Yeah.
keep going then. But it's all good. It's all good. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we're on Power Connections with Kevin Vaughan. My wonderful guest, ladies and gentlemen, coming out of Canada is Raschell Harlingten. She's a powerful author, ladies and gentlemen, coach. She's a wonderful trainer as well, ladies and gentlemen, and a great podcast host. And she also speaks all around the globe. So we're excited about that. I love it. I love this area that we're talking about now. Let's talk about, Raschell. What are some of your wins over the years here? What are some of the things that you're excited about that you like to share on your journey of success roots?
Um, I think, well, taking that leap of faith in 2020 when the world
Yeah.
was, shutting down and saying, hey,
Yeah.
I'm going to start a podcast. Like,
Wow.
and
Yeah.
not letting anybody else tell me that was a huge, you can't do it because I don't want to
Right.
hear that I can't do it. And that maybe is
Right.
something I've always had belief in, is that
Yeah.
the only person that can tell you you can't do it is yourself. So that was a huge win for me,
Yeah. Yeah.
was starting that and still having it today in 2025.
I love
Um,
it.
and I think, also for me, just over the last little while, really coming to an understanding that
Yeah.
what I do every day, how I
Yeah.
show up, is to make sure that I'm happy and that I'm feeling good and that
Yeah.
I'm stepping out of the comfort zone. And so
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
wins, I would have to say, are something that has progressively happened, in a sense
Hmm.
that I think to myself, well, this
Yeah.
isn't that great. But then I tell myself, no, but you know what? Look how far you've come. Look what you've done.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
even transitioning in the last year into my new company,
Yeah.
Mason,
Yeah.
that a lot of people were like, are you crazy? Really? Are you gonna do that? And I said, I am gonna do it. And I did
Yeah.
it on a
Right.
boat, on a plane,
Yeah.
on a
Exactly.
bus. And I
Yeah.
went there and I, started this company when people thought, wow, this is crazy. But I did it because
Yeah.
I also knew the health benefits of what I was doing, and
Yeah.
what I was bringing back to North America. So,
Oh, I
yeah,
love it. That's powerful. I love it. Yeah, something, sometimes you got to motivate yourself, and just
yeah,
say, cut the whole world off. And I know we got close people near us, but sometimes you just say, hey, I got to do this. And you don't put anybody down. We don't say, I don't even say nothing. I just go do it. Just get it
yep.
done.
Just do
That's
it. Just
powerful.
like the
Yeah.
Nike ad said, just do it.
Yeah. Yeah, they
Yep.
make billions. Yeah, I think they're in the trillions now, probably, but they make billions for sure probably every week, just off of that phrase. That's
Just do it.
incredible. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I love it. Well, this is powerful. This is so powerful. See, guys, this is what Raschell can do for you. I want you guys to get in touch with her, guys. She's on LinkedIn, guys. Here's our email address. We talked about that earlier. You can contact her as well. Also, too, we talked about you being on her podcast. That's for you to be on her podcast, guys. So if you have a story, all of us have a story. Matter of fact, Raschell, do you help people that say, well, I have a story, but I don't know how to get it out? Do you help them with that too?
Absolutely. I
Yeah,
absolutely do. I help them get that story out.
yeah,
And I also will put them in touch with some incredible people who help them write books.
yeah,
So if they
yeah.
want to write their story and they want to publish it, I have a lot of great collaborations that can support them in that way as well.
Yes, man, we sure do. We got a great network there as well. No doubt about that. Shall we talk about the power transformation and soul talk? Tell us, can you give us one area that you really benefited from or are benefiting from now? Any area that's really helping you grow?
Oh, what area that's making me grow? Stepping into things that scare the crap out of me that I've never
Yeah,
done
there
before,
you go.
that's making me grow. Yeah,
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
that people are like, just recently my trip down to Central America and the things that I was
yeah,
doing down there, for
yeah.
one, for the podcast, and two, for the beginning of my
Mhm.
other company. People were like, I can't believe you're doing this. And I said, me neither, but I'm doing it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Who said you couldn't do it, right? Who said
Yes.
you couldn't?
Well, you only put the limitations on yourself, or you
Yeah,
do, right? No one
yeah,
else does. So if there
absolutely.
is a will, there is a way. And so I always believe that, for me, it's growing, it's expanding, it's
Yeah,
encouraging people to come together in all parts of the world.
yeah, absolutely. I love it. Yeah, that's so key today. And ladies and gentlemen, please understand. I had a pastor years ago, Rochelle, here in the Atlanta area, and she said, we used to say, think outside the box. She said, there is no box. So stop thinking about a box. There is no box. You don't have to think outside. You're unlimited in what you can do, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes,
It's amazing.
absolutely.
I said, man, you're right. There is no box. It's just, you can do whatever you want. But it's amazing how everything is right here.
It
It
is.
really is. And right here in the heart. But nobody can stop you but you.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody says, if I wanted to start a business today, folks, nobody comes here and says, no, you can't do that. It'll be up to me not to do it. I mean,
Exactly.
everything's in place for me to do it. And all I got to do is get it done. Wow. That is amazing. I love that. Hey guys, we're on Power Connections. You can see why we have Raschell Harlingten with us today, guys, on talking about soul talks, talking about her roots for success. We've been talking to our young people today about their motivation and also getting on the podcast for their wonderful idea and also getting some support from Raschell as well, ladies and gentlemen. I want you guys to contact her. She's on LinkedIn, guys. She's on she's on Facebook too, I believe, as well.
Yep. Yep.
Under her name, so you can get contact her there, folks. And if you guys got any problems doing that, let me know. I'll forward everything to you too, as well, for those who are listening right now and later on. So we thank you so much for that as well. So I love it. The other area you talked about too was that emotional side, Raschell, a little earlier. How do we manage that? Because people are getting too emotional. I mean, if I say something the wrong way, they just take it the wrong way. So how can we manage some of that? You got some tips for us on that one?
Well, it's going to be kind of hard, maybe not some, how can I put this? It's kind of a reality check in a sense,
Mm,
because if I say something to you, remember, it's just words.
right. Yeah.
How you react to it, Kevin,
Right. That's the
that's on
key.
you. It's on
Yeah.
you though, right?
Right.
If you
Right.
take that personally, if
Yeah.
you take that offensively, that really is you taking
Yeah.
that, because I could have meant something completely different, but you took it a
Right.
certain way. So people have to take a step back and realize, okay, why did I feel that way? What triggered me?
Right.
Why did I get offended? Why did I feel
Right.
insecure? Okay, maybe I should take a step back and think about it, because there's always sometimes something within our
Right.
past, our childhood, that
Right.
could bring those feelings up. It's
Yeah.
not the person who said it, but it's
Right.
making you aware that perhaps
Yeah.
that is past trauma that you should take the time to work
Yeah.
through with a coach or with a mentor or with someone
Right.
that can help you work through it.
Hmm.
It's there for a reason to show you something. So
Absolutely.
when people get offended by things, I'm a little harsh and I will say, you know,
Yeah.
um, that's kind of on you, because
Yeah.
I didn't mean
Yeah.
it that way. If you
Right.
took it that way, then maybe that's something you could take a look at and perhaps understand why you came across that.
Right.
What triggered you? Why did
Right.
you feel offended by that?
Yeah.
And I
That's
know
good.
that's kind of, and that's why I said it's kind of a little
Yeah.
harsh, but it is
Right.
reality check, because
Right.
everything you feel is in your body is to do with you. If you
Yeah.
let things outside of yourself affect you, then you have to think, well, why did I let that affect me? Because
Hmm.
is it really going to affect me? It was just a word, but I
Yeah.
let that word or that suggestion affect me so emotionally that
Yeah.
now I'm sitting here frustrated and angry. It's just a
Right.
word. It's just a word.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It
And
really
that's why
is.
yeah, it is. And that's why you need a coach, guys. That's why you need a coach like Raschell Harlingten that can help you navigate that, go through that process, and win. That's what the roots of success is all about, too. I'm sure that's in there as well, is how to manage those emotions, folks. And there's a lot of things that's going to tap into your psyche, folks, for whatever reason, right? You got to know how to manage that well, how to respond, how to react, all the above, but you got to know the difference. That's the thing. You got to know the difference. Wow. And that's why you have to have a good coach, Raschell. I'm so glad you're in that area of helping people all around the globe do that. That's great. That is so great. Guys, I want you guys to contact her for specifically on her podcast, mainly. Guys, I want you guys to be on her podcast. Everybody has a story, folks. Even our young
Absolutely.
little children, if their mom and dad okay, even the little
Yep.
children got a story. And they got some brilliant little kids out there too, man, that can tell you a story real quick about how they're, doing well. And we just love
Hmm.
that too. That powerful. I love it. I love it. Well, that's great. Well, Michelle, one thing I wanted to ask you is as we get ready to wrap up here a little bit here,
Hmm.
we talked a little about there's a lot of people unfortunately getting laid off
Hmm.
or getting loss of jobs. Anything you'd like to say to them? I want to encourage them to contact you as a coach, first of all, and as a mentor, maybe if they just don't have anybody to talk to about maybe how to transition. But can you talk to those who may be listening right now who are affected by job losses, not only in Canada, but in the United States? I'm talking about easy over 500,000 folks when I collectively have in the United States specifically have lost their jobs in the last few months. Can you talk to them for a little bit, if you don't mind?
Absolutely. So, two things. One, in 2013, I worked alongside some incredible people in the personal growth development
Yeah.
business. And I remember specifically several people talking in 2013 about the rise of the entrepreneur. Was
Hmm.
because everything was going to shift in the next
Yeah.
10 to 12 years that would
Right.
affect people who would not have job security anymore, would not
Right.
have the ability to stay in those corporate jobs or even in some of the big factories because
Yeah.
times are changing.
Yes.
Now, not everybody can become an entrepreneur because
Right.
ultimately it is a different kind of beast.
Right.
You have
Yeah.
to always believe that you can achieve, and sometimes that's hard for some
Yeah.
people to believe that and get up every day if things are not going the way that they want.
Right.
But I would have to say that at the same time,
Hmm.
this is a big, we're kind of on the precipice of
Yeah.
change with
Yeah.
globally. And that when these things happen to people, it is almost like a wake up call to
Yeah.
realize that your freedom, your time,
Yeah.
your well being is
Yeah.
important. And that
Yeah.
if you're in a job that is not supporting you, and you may think, oh,
Hmm.
well, it is, I make all this money. Okay, but are you spending quality time with your family if you have one? Do you
Yeah.
take care
Yeah.
of yourself? Are your health is like you have to look at the whole picture. And I can't speak to that because, I don't know
Mhm.
everybody's story,
Right.
but everything happens for a reason. Nothing
Hmm.
happens by chance. So
Right.
to those people that are going through it, there is a reason this is happening. And
Right.
a lot of times people can't see through the fog to see at the end of the tunnel that there is light and hope to push you in a
Yeah.
different direction that will give you happiness
Yep.
and whatever
Yep.
that means to you, whatever that looks like to you. But it's
Yeah.
different for everybody. So
Yes, it is.
that is kind of my message for everybody that's going through it is to not to give up, but realize it all happens for a reason. And if so you have that entrepreneurial spirit, then maybe
Yeah.
it is the rise of
Yeah.
the entrepreneur for you specifically. And to
Yeah.
start in a different direction for something that lights you up. Because that's my biggest thing. It's got to light
Right.
you up. You got to get up every day and be
Right.
totally excited to be there. And if you're
Yeah.
not, why are you doing it?
Yeah.
Why are
Right.
you doing it? And
Yeah.
people say, "Oh,
Amen.
I got to pay my bills. I've got to do this." Yes, but is
Yeah.
it really making you happy? Do you come home
Right.
and you're happy?
Right.
So ask those questions because
Yep.
there's always an answer and you can always create the reality you want. Again, I go
Absolutely.
back to the beginning, at the very, very beginning where I said,
Yeah.
believe in yourself.
Yeah. Wow. That's
So,
powerful. Yeah. We don't want you coming home and kicking the dog every day. That ain't gonna work, folks. We don't want you to do that.
no,
Something's
no,
wrong.
we don't want you doing that. Poor dog didn't ask for that. Dog's
Nope.
sitting there
Nope.
waiting
Did
for you
not ask
going,
for it. Nope, don't do it. Don't do it. So you got to figure out what's going on in your brain, folks. What's going on in your mind? That's the power of transformation, folks. But you're going to have to get some coaching, some training, some help. And that's where Raschell Harlingten, ladies and gentlemen, she's amazing in that area. You're going to need some help. And I want to encourage you guys to contact her for some coaching, some personal coaching, guys, okay, as well. One thing I was writing down too, Raschell, as you was talking here, is I want to
Mhm.
encourage everybody to always be learning, folks. Always be
Mhm.
learning in your area of interest, right?
Yes,
Always,
always.
always be learning, folks. And the other area, and see if you agree with this, Rochelle, two things.
Mhm.
You have to be strategic today and you have to have a plan. Would that make sense?
Yes. Yes, you do. You have to have a plan. You can't just get
Yeah.
up. I mean, that would be like you hopping in the car and you
Yeah.
start driving it down the road and
Right.
and your kids are like, "Where are you going?" No idea. Just wherever I end up. They'd be like
Wow.
they'd be like, "Mom, what do you mean?" No, you have to have a
Yeah.
plan. And you
Right.
have to put that plan into action. And they're
Yeah.
saying, "Yeah, but don't worry about the how. Just know
Yeah.
this is what I want, and then take action. If you
There you
sit on
go.
the couch thinking about what you coulda,
Yeah.
shoulda, woulda, it'll
Yeah.
never happen. But if you get up and you say, you know what, today I'm going to do this to take action,
Yeah.
then you've already started moving the momentum towards that, what you want to see. But if you
Yep.
do nothing and you talk about what you coulda, shoulda, woulda, then it's not going to materialize for you. You have
That's
to
exactly right.
take action.
That's right, guys. You heard it. You heard it from one of the best right there, guys. You got to take action. But guess what? Most of you are going to need some help. You need a
Yes.
coach. You need a mentor, folks. You need somebody, a podcast host that can pull it out of you as well. On top of that, folks, that's where Raschell Harlingten comes in at, folks, as well. I highly recommend that everybody listening get an appointment with her as soon as possible to be on the show if you're ready for that, or get some coaching. Everybody should have a coach and have a mentor, in my opinion, no matter what the age is. Raschell, I think that's so important today. And
It
I think
is.
we got to keep it going, folks. That's powerful. As a matter of fact, I wanted to ask you too, Raschell, do you have for final thoughts, if you will, but can you also give us a call to action? What do you want us to do today?
Mm. I think my call to action to everybody today would be this, to sit
Mhm.
down and write at least 10 things that you
Mm,
would like to do. At least 10,
gotcha.
right? Write those 10 things down. And then
Mhm.
out of those 10 things, pick maybe one or two that you know you can start to take action on today.
Yeah.
So write 10 things that you would like to see in your life. And then from those 10, find two that you could take action on today. And then journal. Please journal every day about what you're doing, how you're taking
Wow.
action, because it will show you when you go back months later, weeks later, years later, you'll see the
Yeah.
progress of where you went and
Wow.
what happened. If you
Yeah.
don't do that, how are you ever going to know how much you
Right.
grew?
Wow.
Right?
That's
So that's
beautiful.
my action
Oh, I
steps.
love it. Y'all heard it. Y'all got some homework out there. Y'all got some homework. Take it, take it to heart, guys, and make it happen. If you guys want more details about that, contact Raschell, ladies and gentlemen, on her network there as well, specifically LinkedIn. I start there. Also, two guys up here as well. And guys, before I'm gonna pop out of here for a second, I want to make sure you see this full system here that she has. So you guys can take a picture of this, or you guys can see this later on in the video. But I'm gonna pop out for a second, and so you guys can see her wonderful background here that we have for her there. So guys, I want you to go to Soul Talks, right? There it is. Take a picture of that, but you can learn more about that on LinkedIn. And of course, her contact information over to next to her on her picture there. And now, guys, I want to pull in her wonderful media side as well. She's got a media kit, guys, that is so powerful. I said, thank you so much for sharing that too, Raschell. Thank you so much for sending
Yeah,
that
of
over.
course.
That powerful. So I want the people to see that so it could be recorded. Guys, there it is right there. Isn't that beautiful, guys? So I'm gonna give you guys a few seconds to look at that and see what she's all about. But she's got her about page there, her books. She's got her speaking engagements, podcast, wellness and health coaching, and of course, all her links and social media contacts. So guys, take a picture of that, if you will, or contact her as soon as possible. I highly recommend the MLT network endorses Sister Harlingten right now on the network. So we love her and we thank God for her and what she's doing to help people all around the globe. All right. Hey, I'm going to pull it back in here, guys. Let me see if I can switch over here real quickly and get back in the picture. And I am so excited about Power
There you
Connections.
are.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, I love the switching. I love that little feature for some reason. I love it. Well, that's great. Well, Raschell, anything else? We good to go? Did we hit everything? I think we hit everything today, didn't we?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we covered everything. So thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you
that's
for
wonderful.
taking the time and share.
Oh yeah, all I got to do is be on the calendar, right? I have to get it on the calendar, folks. Y'all are welcome. So guys, you're welcome to be on Power Connections. But I want you guys to be definitely on Soul Talks because it's all about you. And one of my favorite reminders here, Raschell, people say, well, why do we even do this, right? Why do we do this? This is why we do it.
Matter.
Yep. You matter, folks. I matter. You matter. Raschell matters. Everybody in your family matters. Our neighbors matter. people that you network with, go to church with, eat dinner with, go out to lunch with, they matter. All they matters. Everybody matters, folks.
They
So
do.
come on now. We got to do a better job on mattering each other, if that makes sense. So let's do that as well. I love it. Thank you so much. Raschell, thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
You know, you're always welcome when you got a new book, new podcast, got a new movie coming out, anything, let me know about it so we can be a part of that. Matter of fact,
Okay.
I'm brainstorming there a little bit because everything that you've done to date, as far as you know, doing the different interviews, man, you need to turn that into some sort of movie or something. That'd be nice. Oh, wow.
Very
That'd be
cool.
nice.
Yes.
Yeah, something like that. I love it. Hey guys, we're ready to go. Hold on a minute, if you don't mind, Raschell, as we close out here today. You good? Everything else? Anything else?
We're good.
All right, good. Hey, give a quick commercial break. How can people get in touch with you? Let them know.
Absolutely. You can find me at RaschellHarlingten.ca, or you can email me at contact@rootsforsuccess. Find me on most social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, under Raschell Harlingten.
Absolutely. If you guys got any problems with that, let me know. I'll forward everything she just said to you as well, okay? Hey guys, I want you to share this out on all your social media platforms. All my TikTok people, thank you so much. You guys are always in the 3 digits, so I'm expecting this to go to 4 digits, maybe on this one. So guys, thank you so much. I do want you guys to share this out on all your social media platforms, and I do thank you in advance for that. All right, hey, I gotta go, guys. We gotta keep it moving here today. Hey, I want to leave you with this, guys. Remember to always, always out-love, out-serve, and out-forgive each other, guys. And there's nothing you can't do with the right mindset. Isn't that right, Raschell? Nothing can stop you. Amen. Amen. Remember, guys, you can only be stopped if you stop. I realize that. Nobody can stop you, folks. In this country and in Canada, nobody comes up and say, no, you can't do it. You got to go. Nope, can't do it. They may say that, but they can't stop you from doing it. That's my point. That's for sure. So, guys, it's all about you, and we're excited about you guys as well. All right, guys, thank you so much. Hey, this has been Power Connections with my wonderful colleague there, Raschell Harlingten, up in Canada, folks. And we're excited about the global market that you guys are listening as well. And we want you guys to be a part of Soul Talks, guys, and also Roots of Success with Raschell Harlingten. Thank you so much for your time, guys. And we'll see you next time on Power Connections. Once again, Raschell, thank you so much for your time today.
You're welcome.
God bless you. All right, everybody, take care. Don't forget to share this out. We'll see you next time.